Mr. Chancellor, most of us are content to be reasonably good at doing one thing. It's a very rare person who gains national and international recognition for two distinct areas of achievement. John Mighton is such an individual. John is perhaps best known as one of Canada's foremost playwrights. In such plays as The Little Years, Possible Worlds, and Half-Life, he explores both scientific and philosophical questions with believable characters who face personal, moral, and ethical dilemmas. For his plays, John has been rewarded many times. A Chalmers Award, 2 Dora Mae Vermore Awards, 2 Governor General's Awards for drama, and the Siminovich Prize, the richest prize in Canada for accomplishments in theater. But that's not all. After establishing himself as a successful playwright, John returned to university to earn a PhD in mathematics. Who says the Renaissance is over? As a mathematician and a playwright, John is truly an interdisciplinary individual. He believes that there are more connections between the arts and the sciences, than people generally think. He has been quoted as saying, if the two worlds communicated more, we'd have much richer art and science as a result. Were he a Trent faculty member, and I wish that were the case, John could easily be cross-appointed in the departments of mathematics, English literature, cultural studies, and the School of Education. But it wasn't necessarily easy. As John himself freely admits, or maybe not so freely, he almost failed first-year calculus. Don't worry, graduates, I'm not going to ask for a show of hands to find out how many of you might have a similar story. In any event, perhaps because of his own struggles with the subject, John eventually went on to found JUMP. JUMP stands for Junior Undiscovered Math Prodigies. And it's a charitable organization that he set up to provide one-on-one tutoring for struggling students. It was initially conceived as a tutoring program for students in inner-city Toronto schools, and for this program, John created an innovative syllabus and materials that could be used to do the tutoring. And most of the tutors were chosen from his stable of actor friends, whom he also had to train because most of them had no mathematical background. In any event, JUMP has been hugely successful. In some cases, it has taken students who could barely count and not only brought them up to their appropriate grade level, but beyond. And some of them have even gone on to study mathematics at university with great success. The program has spread beyond Toronto to other cities in Ontario, including Peterborough, to other provinces, and around the world. To conclude, I'll mention a short story that I think summarizes what John Mighton is all about. In 1997, John had a small role in a film that many of you have probably seen, Good Will Hunting, starring Matt Damon and Robin Williams. In the film, John has really one main line. That's still pretty good, John. And he wrote this line himself. It wasn't in the original script. What he does, he says this to Matt Damon's character, who's this working-class math whiz who's working as a janitor. And I quote, "Most people never get to see how brilliant they can be. They don't find teachers that believe in them. They get convinced they're stupid." End quote. Well, through his efforts and through JUMP, John is helping scores of students to see just how brilliant they can be. Mr. Chancellor, I am honored to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, John Mighton.